Hey you. You ready to turn in for the night? Yeah? Alright. Why didn't you snuggle up with me? There you go. Nice and cozy? Good. What have I been up to this evening? Well, I've just been resting, mostly. I wanted to relax with a game, and I fancied something that wasn't too demanding, so I've just been playing some Pokemon. I picked up Sword again just to replay it, and, it's been nice enough. Hmm? Do I have a favorite Pokemon? Yeah, I do. Um, it's just that it's probably not too hard to guess. What? Um, Mari, I mean, no, I suppose that's not a bad guess, but, like, did you never see the plushie I have here? Yeah, silly, look, it's a Wooloo. You never noticed that? Gosh, you're such an airhead sometimes. Why is Wooloo my favorite? I mean, they're kind of built like me, aren't they? Fluffy, cuddly, and like the obvious, I guess. You know, if you discount the opening cutscene, and like you should, really, because it's kind of underwhelming, Wooloo is actually the first Pokemon you see when the game starts for real. Yeah, like the game starts and the camera pans from a Wooloo to hop running towards your house. It's really sweet, or at least I think it is. It's got a really cute design, and it's nice to see the game putting that front and center, even if just for a little bit. I don't know whether you've played the game yourself, and I wouldn't really blame you if not, but Postwick, the town you start in, it's completely full of them. Yeah, Game Freak definitely knew they were onto a winner with that design. Anyway, I'm not keeping you up just yapping, am I? You don't mind? Oh, it's cozy? I can keep going then. Actually, let me grab that plushie quickly. Look, see, it's cute, isn't it? It used to be very round, but I snuggled with it a lot, and now it's gone kind of an odd shape, but, I guess that's just proof that it's been loved. Hopefully it'll still make a good visual aid. If you read Wooloo's Pokedex entry in Pokemon Sword, it says its curly fleece is such an effective cushion that it could fall off a cliff and stand right back up at the bottom completely unharmed. And, well, just listen to this. You see how fluffy it is? Yeah, take it. Give it a squish. It's just so soft, isn't it? So, I don't know about you, but I could definitely believe they're pretty sturdy Pokemon thanks to that coat. In fact, a lot of their appearances in game help give the impression that they're quite hardy. I guess the most obvious thing is that they just sort of roll everywhere. Like, can you imagine doing that? Like, yeah, okay, I'm out. And just start rolling down the road? it's it's so goofy. I love it so much. And the other thing is that they just kind of ram into things. Yeah, no pun intended. But there's a Wooloo at the start of Sword and Shield that just rolls into this gate trying to get into the slumbering Weald. I don't know. Maybe they're not really sturdy Pokemon so much as they're just not very bright. But they do have pretty good defense for a first stage Pokemon, so there is that. And thinking about it, they give defense EVs too, so I guess that backs it up. Now that I mention it being a first stage Pokemon, though, there is also Dubwool. It's a pretty uninspiring name for an evolution, I admit, but I think it gets slept on just a little bit. It's not exactly competitively viable, but it's fun to have around during a playthrough, and the fact that it's so bulky can be useful. If it has the Fluffy ability, it's even bulkier still, because it'll take half damage from moves which make contact. Though that ability does also double the damage taken from fire-type moves, so you've basically got an extra weakness to think about. I don't know. Maybe I'm not selling it very well. Dubwool does have a pretty cool design, though. You'd think that it's basically, I don't know, like Wooloo, but make it bigger, because it's larger and just generally more built. But actually, it's based off a real-life sheep breed. Yeah, it's called the Jacob sheep. They have that kind of splotchy black and white fleece, as well as the 2 sets of horns. Personally, I think the doubled horns are my favourite bit of Dubwool's design, so actually it was really cool to learn they have a real-life basis. They're mentioned in the Pokédex entry in Shield as well. They aren't ever used in battle, apparently, but are only there to impress the opposite gender. I can get behind that myself, honestly, though I'd hope that my horns are impressive to people regardless of their gender. Thank you. Be careful. You know that they're sensitive. If you just want something to play with, then take that plushie for a bit. There. Nice and soft? Good. You know, I mentioned the first town in Sword and Shield, but actually the first gym in the game has a bunch of Wooloo as well. It's in Turffield, which, wow. I know the names of the settlements in Galar are supposed to be stereotypically British, but Turffield really feels a bit on the nose these days. Anyway, in Turffield Stadium, the gym mission has you herd this flock of 20 Wooloo past a bunch of obstacles and, corral them onto a mat. It's kind of odd, especially given that the gym trainer battles take place in the same place, and, you have to drop what you're doing whenever you run into a trainer, but it's pretty fun. The interesting thing to me, though, is there are some Yampas that you have to get the Wooloo past. If you read Yampa's Pokédex entry, you're told that they're used as herding dogs in Galar, and as you try to push the Wooloo along, they will actually try to obstruct you and, chase them away. It's a really silly little interaction to include in such a small segment of the game, and, well, once you see how lackluster some of the later gym missions are, you end up appreciating it quite a bit in hindsight. Goodness. You really do look sweet cuddled up with that plushie. I told you it was soft, right? I bet I'm gonna struggle getting you to let it go from now on, but I'm glad you're cozy. I wonder whether they'd be able to make a plushie that's actually as light and cottony as Wooloo is supposed to be, though. They're supposed to look like cotton wool balls, but if you look at the Pokédex entry, they actually only weigh 6 kilos, despite being 0.6 meters tall, and if you think about it, they're pretty much the same width and length, too. I think that if you ran the maths on that, they'd come out to being about as dense as cotton wool is. It starts to make more sense as to how they roll everywhere, I guess. I don't know. You're giving me a funny look. Am I rambling a little too much now? You're getting too sleepy for this? Okay. Well, I'm glad that me just rambling at you has helped. Well, it beats counting sheep, huh? Yeah, sorry. I couldn't help it. You just hold that plushie tight, okay? Cutie. Actually, let me hold you a little bit closer. There we go. I'll be following you to sleep soon enough myself. Honestly, I'm pretty exhausted. I guess that's what I get for yapping so long. Yeah, alright. Sleep well then, and sweet dreams. Okay, darling?